What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Hoop YouTube channel. Last night, the Kings lost to the Utah Jazz 154 to 105, and everything really kind of just got out of control in the second quarter. And I wanted to go over the game a little bit and break down what really happened and what Utah did well, but also break down what Sacramento didn't do well. So the thing you're going to see a lot is Utah's ability, or I guess also Sacramento's inability to keep Utah out of the paint. And we know Utah can shoot the three pretty well. They got guys like Joe Ingles, who's been really good for them, and he's important for that team because he can be an above average to good facilitator and playmaker in the absence of guys like Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. But he can shoot the three. Bogdanovich can get really hot from three. You got guys like Georges Niang, Ersan Ilyasova, Jordan Clarkson, even Royce O'Neal can hit the open ones. So their ability to knock down open threes, their ability to get open threes, is really deadly. But a lot of it, again, comes from their ability to touch the paint, whether it's guys like Bogdanovich or Joe Ingles getting in the paint themselves, or the pressure that Rudy Gobert puts on the defense by either just rolling hard or getting the ball himself. So this is the first play in the second quarter, and you see here Gobert is able to get the ball in the paint, and you see the amount of guys that the Kings bring over. Right now, they don't really have a shot blocker on the court right now, and because of that, Gobert is just able to take his time, good patience, gets the and one. This is the next possession where Joe Ingles drives right to the rim. DeLon Wright is the only help defender and no sort of help defense, right? And Sacramento, again, this happened to them all last night, and it's happened to them a lot this season. They're not a great defensive team. They're obviously not making the playoffs this year again, and defense is one of their weaknesses. But last night, I mean, it was awful. And a lot of that is, some of it's personnel, but a lot of that is also just effort. Again, giving up a line drive, straight drive to the basket with offering no resistance is really hard to stop. This guy gets beat here and then just no sort of help defense. This play, when I was watching the game, actually boggled my mind because Bogdanovich doesn't even really make a move. He jabs here and then just dribbles right into the paint. Three dribbles, and then Rudy Gobert gets the inside possession and then gets the putback. But really, just no sort of defensive effort or pride taken upon by the Kings last night, and that's why they lost by they score 105 points, which isn't a crazy amount, but it's not like they struggled to score. They scored 105 points and then they still lost by 49. So this play right here, Ersan Ilyasova just wants the ball more, gets the rebound. Georges Niang gets caught in a bad positioning, but this is actually pretty bad defense by Halliburton. It looks like he's there, but you have to know your personnel and who you're guarding. Bogdanovich is going to catch this and shoot this right away. And that kind of contest just isn't going to cut it against a shooter like that, right? When he's rising up for the shot, he already has a clear look at the basket. So it's too late for Halliburton. He has to stick to his man. And that's on the rookie right there. Now, this play is off of a miss, but, again, you see Utah's willingness and also determination to get in the paint, right? It comes off of paint touch. And we often talk about the importance of getting a foot in the paint because it just puts so much pressure on the defense. Driving kick, it's one of the oldest strategies, not even plays, but just, things you want to do in a game, right? And in the game of basketball, you get a foot in the paint and you're just able to find guys open. And it breaks the defense down. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and you end up getting wide open shots like that. So this is pretty lazy defense by Richaun Holmes, who sags all the way behind. And you have to know, if you're guarding a guy like, or I guess hedging for a guy like Joe Ingles, he doesn't have the quickness or the athletic ability to, drive right past you. He's looking for the 3-point shot. Joe Ingles is always looking to shoot the three or be a playmaker. So you have to, again, know your personnel. And instead of stepping up and meeting Joe Ingles right here so he can't just walk into a three, Richaun Holmes instead, for some reason, drops back at first. And what that does is that it lets Joe Ingles just dribble right into a three in rhythm, splash. So Halliburton, who is a solid defender, still gets just out muscled here, right? Like look at the kind of positioning that Jordan Clarkson gets. He starts at half court and then just one in and out move, and he's at the restricted area. And right, just like that, just pump fake, gets it to go. The positioning that the the Jazz players were getting all night long was just incredible. Again, Bogdanovich not foot in the paint, but getting close to the basket, they have to bring help, and they just had no answer for any of the Jazz offense in the second quarter. So the thing you're going to see in some of these clips is the fact that Utah gets a lot of baskets off of misses, and if your team like Sacramento, who struggles to score, especially when they don't have their starters in there, you can end up giving up a lot of easy baskets. And if you've ever played in a game or even watched, NBA games, basketball is a game of momentum. And you let a team like Utah, who can score in bunches, get these kinds of runs going. Everybody starts to feel good about themselves. They're going to run to the 3-point line. They're going to cut hard. And it can really get out of control like this. Because again, you're not scoring, which leads to one, you not putting points on the board, but it also leads to the opposing team getting easier looks. That means they get to set up on defense, and it kind of just snowballs from there, which is why you saw the Kings lose by so many points. So again, you're going to see another play where the Jazz get really easy positioning in the paint, drive by right here. They have to help. There's 3 guys in the paint guarding 2 guys, right? Kick it out to Royce O'Neal. Really nice pass fake there. Right, Tyrese Halliburton's in tough position. Buddy Hield doesn't close out at all. Right, the lack of effort is really obvious there. I know, Buddy Hield makes a nice attempt to cut down here, stop the drive. But basketball, especially on defense, is a multiple effort, game, right? And instead of cutting off the drive and then sprinting out, man, you're already down 25, right? And you're obviously not in a position to, make the playoffs, but you just got to keep battling. Instead, he just stunts out, doesn't even get a hand up. No effort. And I know Buddy Hield's not a good defender, but that kind of effort says a lot about you. You're going to see the same thing again next play. Drives to the paint, kick out. And look, no offense to Royce O'Neal, but Royce O'Neal is not even a great offensive player, especially getting his own shot off the dribble, right? And even then, he makes Buddy Hield look like a middle schooler here. Just brushes him off. No defense, no resistance put up there by Buddy Hield. So I like this play a lot. I don't even know if it's by design, but you have the pick and roll up top, which Utah loves to do, whether it's Conley or Donovan Mitchell or Joe Ingles at the top. Even guys like Jordan Clarkson and Bogdanovich are in the position to handle the ball at the top sometimes. But in this case, it's Joe Ingles. But what you're going to see here, and I want you guys to keep an eye on it, is after Rudy Gobert rolls, then Georges Niang comes through, also cutting towards the ball. And it creates a really nice action here because the defense, Sacramento, again, not a good defensive team. Obviously, they've had a lot of miscommunications throughout the game and also throughout the year. But you can see it here again, right? So a good pick and roll here. They actually end up covering the initial pick and roll all right? They hedge hard enough. Joe Ingles can't get a great look at the 3. They help off of Bogdanovich here to make sure that Gobert can't just get a wide open dunk. Buddy Hield's in position to cut or close out if Niang stays out there. But what Niang does again is he cuts through, Buddy gets beat off the dribble, right? Buddy's nowhere in position to stop him. So they have to bring 2 guys here to stop Niang, and then Rudy Gobert finishes nicely. Not even a great pass, but finishes nicely with a soft touch on the lob. So the Kings are already down 30 after only being down, a few points to start the second quarter. So the second quarter has already been a disaster. The Jazz have 74 points at half. And to cap it all off, you're going to see a play where Tyrese Halliburton just looks like a little kid having to guard his brother. Because you see here, this time it's a nice little wrinkle. You have Bogdanovich actually coming up, pretending to set the screen. He's going to slip it and go all the way out, and it ends up still being a Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles pick and roll, right? Sacramento does a nice job of switching initially, but they just don't have enough size or athleticism to both contain Ingles, right, and stop Gobert. Because this time, again, they know the personnel on one half. They know they have to stop the Joe Ingles 3, but you also still have to watch out for Gobert, which I think is the primary thing you have to stop in their offense right now, right? Because, the Kings are in a decent enough position to stop the Joe Ingles 3 right here. And you live with a contested 3, right? You're already down 30, but you never want to give up a wide open dunk. And if you hedge too hard on this play right here, with the way the defense is set up and just the personnel that the Jazz have on the floor, you're going to end up giving up a wide open dunk to Gobert because, again, they hedge too hard. Joe Ingles with a nice lob pass, and Gobert he gets the ball. Halliburton tries to foul him, but, just It's too easy for him. Nobody's there. Gets a wide open dunk. Sacramento goes down 32, and Utah scores 76 in the first half. So more went wrong in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, but I hope you guys saw just a little bit. If you guys didn't watch the video or watch the game, I think you guys got, I guess, a little bit of a look at what Sacramento did wrong. Conley and Donovan Mitchell didn't even play, and Utah embarrassed Sacramento. Now Sacramento's gone through some injuries, and they've had an up and down season themselves. But to lose by 49 at home is embarrassing, and it wasn't even all execution like you saw. Buddy Hield just not putting his hands up or contesting. Tyrese Halliburton getting lost and just getting beat, and it was an embarrassing performance. And Sacramento is in a tough position where they have some solid pieces, right? I think Buddy Hield, whether he stays or not, is a solid piece that you can probably trade. They need to decide what they want to do with Marvin Bagley, Halliburton, and De'Aaron Fox. Very, very good backcourt to build around, but Fox looks frustrated, and he, with his stardom and the numbers he's been putting up, he is a candidate to ask for a trade as soon as I think next year, right? So Sacramento definitely has a lot of work to do. If you're Utah, though, a feel-good win on the road. You don't have Mitchell or Conley, and you put up 154 points easy. And granted, it is against Sacramento. Scoring 154 in an NBA game is, no joke. And I think Utah lost some of its kind of hype after, stumbling a bit. Again, they lost Mitchell, and they've been up and down for a week or two, but still a very strong team at 45-17. Very excited to see how they do in the playoffs. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to do a video on yet, but also follow us on our social media pages. Links will be in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you guys again soon.